we talk about this, it's so funny. Do y'all remember when, this is why I think seminars are critical. When Josh did his presentation with the triangle, what did he say most of the time was? Hello? You have 2 hours to do that. That should all be done in those 2 hours. Why is it critical that you get the appointment same day, next day now? So you don't lose what you just had. It doesn't dwindle away. Right? So then, my point of this is, once I seat someone, one of the things that you have to understand is people are sheep. You're going to have a couple sitting at your table and go, man, we've been talking about this for months. Set the appointment. Immediately, long before the seminar starts, set it. But what you have to do is, if you know you have a problem child at the table, save them for last. And the presenter, which should be someone in this room, needs to get involved. There has to be a nonverbal between the counselors. There should be a conversation. That Matt's got someone at the table and he's in trouble. That he gets eye contact with me like, I'm in trouble. Some sort that I know to come in and bail him out. Right?
You're bold.
Right, I don't care what it is, right? But let's say he's got these three at the table, Shannon sets immediately. He knows he's going to set immediately. You want to set that appointment in front of the other two people. You work easiest to hardest. I have watched counselors have a table that I was sure they were going to set all but one person. And they started with the one person and lost the table because they got their brains kicked in by the one person. This is part of what you have to train. Don't walk into a seminar, and I see this happening. I go, when was the last time you guys were trained? Because I'll be at locations and they go, oh, we don't train on seminars. Well, no shit, that explains why you set 40%. Right? Here's the minimum expectation. Just easy numbers to remember, 70-50. Minimum set, 70%. Minimum close, 50. Here's why I say that. And I'll use the guys that have been around a while. You just heard how I started this seminar. Can you set 70% off of me giving that start? As long as I don't screw up the rest, right? How many times along the way do you think I'm saying, and this is an I don't know moment, and this is an I don't know moment. I'm going to pound on the I don't know, right? So you just said, yeah, I can get more than 70%. So what are their main objections? They're going to talk to the kids, they're going to think about it in money.
Talk money.
I brought up all three of them in the intro. So if they still agree to an appointment, and I already said, we're going to walk you through step by step how much everything's going to cost, let's go. There should be no problem making sales. Now, I can give you my vet intro, but he's the only one in the room that can get away with it. So here's what I will tell you. You must find a way to do this. You must hire a veteran. You must get a veteran on your staff. It will change. Go ahead.
If you don't have a veteran and you have a good event coming up, Assurant has a guy, one of my teammates, that does an amazing presentation. He's willing to flex to whatever you want, and he's like hardcore.
So I started the same way. I'm Jim Grafe, Dignity Memorial, blah, blah, blah. Many people ask us why we do luncheon for veterans. Well, here's what we know about veterans. They fall into three categories when it comes to your veterans' burial benefits. The first group thinks they're a war vet and they're entitled to everything. The second group thinks they weren't in long enough or some other category and don't think they're entitled to anything. And the largest group has no idea. So because we meet with families on a regular basis, that we've worked with the VFW, the American Legion, and the Veterans Association to come up with this program to educate you on what you're entitled to. Now, this is very near and dear to my heart. My grandfather was in the Navy, and he served in the Pacific in World War II. My father and him didn't get along so well, so my father joined the Army and he ended up in Vietnam. I didn't think either of them were very bright, so I went in the Air Force. I ended up in the Gulf. My son thinks we're all a little soft, and he's going to Parris Island. I have a nephew that was in the Coast Guard. We don't really think that's part of the military, but we do include it, right? And vets will get that. So everybody's fair game. All the Marines in here, I'm glad the Navy guys picked you up. I mean, we're good to go, right? Look, I know most of the room is Army vets, so there's a lot of big words. Just ask the Air Force guys, they'll explain it to you, right? I can get away with this. If you're not a veteran, you cannot get away with
Just
this,
ask the Air Force guys.
right? Can I get away with this?
No, for sure.
So here's the problem we have. Veterans are not normal people. We're very difficult. You're very stubborn. So you have taken, but typically we tend to be more honorable and take care of our family. So you have spent your whole life taking care of your family. And at the moment they need you most, you said, throw me out in the backyard with the dogs. When your wife of 30 and 40 years needs you at that moment the most, is when you've been a stubborn, crusty old veteran. So for the next half hour, you need to stop your crap. And I will promise you, you will see a wife elbow a husband in the ribs on that one, and I'm looking for it because I'm jumping. As soon as I see it, I'm going after it. Like, why'd you do that? Oh, you have no idea what he's saying. So you're the one that's going to get stuck dealing with this mess. Now, again, I brought Vicki and Ed along because they're going to go through all the VA forms with you. They're going to cover all the details of all the important things of what you're entitled to and what you're not, and make sure that your family is taken care of for the things that you're not covered with. Because there are details that you're not aware that you get and that you don't get. Like one of the things that your family is entitled to is a presidential certificate signed by the sitting president. Now this is really important. Some of you may be big fans, so you need to hurry up just in case he doesn't win the election. The rest of you need to hang on in case he does win the election. That's just an example of some of the things that we're going to discuss. That Vicki and Ed are going to handle all of this for you. Now here's the important part that they can do for you. They're going to assist you, and any veteran knows this, VA forms are just a treat because they're long and stupid, right? They're going to assist you and fill out the entire form except for one thing. Say nothing, just give it a minute. The date. We can't, now I'll always find a couple and I go, unless you already have it picked out, but I don't know if you want him to know that yet, right? We don't have a date. So everything else we can start taking care of now. If you change your mind, we'll get you new paperwork. Now I do have to ask, does everyone in here have your DD-214? Well, the hands go up, right? How many of them look like the Dead Sea Scrolls? All of them. We're gonna get you new copies. And then I'll go into details about medals and other things like that, and then I'm hitting play. So, where are we at it? Now, a couple of you have seen me give this. Johnny's seen it, I know Tommy's seen it. We had great attendance results, we had great appointment set results. What am I doing to control the room? And the other thing, watch when I'm giving the seminar. I don't stand still, I move, no, we're good. I keep moving and keep eye contact. What am I looking for?
Signs.
Anything, right? Disinterest. If I catch someone not interested, I may just stop and pull them in. But what if I catch a couple where I can tell she's wearing him out? Man, I'm getting all over that. Why do you keep elbowing him? What do you keep telling? What's he doing? Right? What's the problem? One of the things that I love doing is when we start talking about, look, if you all choose cremation, look, we got a bunch of Army guys in here. I assume most of you are used to Maxwell House. Save the can, right? Why would I do something? Why you can do those kind of things in a vet seminar? Especially you should be just having a ball with them. But what you have to be careful is don't get off chasing. The time frame is critical. You only have so many minutes to get through the whole thing.